All right, let's crack open a classic PMP exam case file. You know, these kinds of scenarios, they're not just about what you've memorized. They're about testing how you actually think as a project manager when the pressure's on and the path forward is, well, anything but clear. Okay, let's dive right into the case. It's a brand new project, so what are the keywords that just jump off the page here? For me, it's numerous uncertainties, lacks clarity, and that big one, urgent need. And right there, that's the heart of the problem, isn't it? We have to go fast, but we're basically driving in a thick fog. This is such a common real-world problem, and it's exactly what the PMP wants to see if you can handle. So just think of this whole thing as a puzzle. It's like we're standing at a crossroads, right? The clock is ticking loudly, but every single path in front of us is just covered in mist. Our job is to figure out the smartest way to get moving, even when we can't see the final destination perfectly. Yeah, this slide really nails that tension. On one hand, you've got the business breathing down your neck, saying, "We need this now, go, go, go." But on the other hand, all the project details are super fuzzy. If we just charge ahead in the wrong direction, we could burn through time and money and end up with something that, well, nobody actually wants. Total disaster. You know, just like a detective, we can't jump to conclusions. We have to gather our clues first. And the question itself, it gives us everything we need. These phrases aren't just fluff. They're the critical pieces of evidence that are going to lead us straight to the right answer. Okay, clue number 1, numerous uncertainties. This is a huge flashing red light. For any kind of traditional, old-school planning, it's telling us that the scope is all over the place. Think about it. Trying to get everyone to agree on and sign off on every single little requirement right now, it's impossible. It's literally like trying to nail jelly to a wall. It's just not gonna work. And this next clue, it just doubles down on that. See, it's not even just that the project team is unsure. The stakeholders, the very people who asked for this thing, they don't even have a crystal clear picture of what they want yet. So trying to force them to agree on a detailed scope is a complete non-starter. They need to see something, to touch something, to help them figure out what it is they truly need. And then we get to the knockout punch, urgent need. This one little phrase just blows a whole category of approaches right out of the water. I'm talking about anything that requires a long, drawn-out planning phase up front. We just don't have that luxury. Whatever path we choose, it has to be about delivering value quickly and being able to adapt as we go. Okay, so we've got our clues. Now it's time to do some real detective work. Let's line up the suspects, our answer options, and see which ones hold up to scrutiny and which ones fall apart. First up, option A. This is your classic waterfall trap. Get everyone to agree on everything before you write a single line of code. But just look at our clues. How can you get everyone to agree on the full scope when nobody even knows what the full scope is yet? Trying to force this is just going to lead to endless arguments, major delays, and you'll probably end up building the wrong thing anyway. So yeah, definitely a trap. All right, let's check out option C. The idea here is to stabilize all the requirements before you even get the team involved. Seriously? In a project that's just drowning in unknowns? No way. The project manager needs the team, the actual subject matter experts, in the room from day one. They're the ones who can help figure out what's even possible. Keeping them out of the loop early on is just, well, it's a terrible idea. Okay, then there's option D. This one's a bit of a wild card. It's basically saying, hey, let's just start a bunch of different projects and see which one works out. I mean, sure, it's one way to do it, but it's also a fantastic way to burn through a mountain of time and cash. And remember clue number 3, urgent need? This approach is the exact opposite of fast and focused. It's a non-starter. So we've pretty much eliminated all the options that just don't fit the evidence. And just like that, the fog is starting to lift. By figuring out what doesn't work, we've found the one path that actually makes sense here. And that brings us to the correct answer, option B. This is pure Agile thinking, right here. We're not trying to create a super detailed, rigid blueprint from the start. Instead, we create an evolving roadmap. We admit we don't know everything, and we build a process to learn as we go. This is the only approach that really tackles both the uncertainty and the urgency head-on. So you might be asking, what exactly is an evolving roadmap? Well, it's not a step-by-step instruction manual. Think of it more like a strategic guide. It sets the vision, it sets the general direction, but it leaves plenty of room for the details to be filled in along the way. It's basically a compass that helps us navigate through that fog, instead of pretending we have a perfect map of a place no one's ever been to before. And what I love about this is how it breaks it down into a practical process. So you start with that initial roadmap, then you work in these short, focused cycles. You might call them sprints, where you define and build just a small piece of the puzzle. Then you get it in front of stakeholders and gather their feedback. That feedback then refines the roadmap, and you do it all over again. This whole loop, this is what we call progressive elaboration. It lets the final product emerge and evolve based on actual, real-world learning, not guesswork. Okay, so what's the big takeaway from all this? It's not just about memorizing the right answer for the PMP exam. It's about understanding a truly fundamental principle of modern project management. You have to pick the right approach for the project's environment. The days of one-size-fits-all are long gone. And this chart here, it lays it all out perfectly. Look, those traditional predictive approaches, they're awesome when you know exactly what you're building and nothing's likely to change. Think of building a bridge, right? You need a solid blueprint. But when you're staring down the barrel of uncertainty and urgency, like in our little case study here, an adaptive, agile approach is absolutely the way to go. It's not about which one is better in general. It's about what's the right tool for this specific job. So I'm going to leave you with this one question to think about. The next time a project lands on your desk, ask yourself this: do I need a blueprint or do I need a compass? Answering that question correctly, well, that's what makes all the difference. Thanks for joining.